Hello.
So I'm Grace.
And I'm Alex.
And we're Methods to the Madness. So today we're going to be talking about how we made this podcast. First off, our name. He came up with it. We had like several ideas.
We had, to be frank, and Methods to Madness kind of makes the most sense because it's like the methods to animation and the madness that goes behind it, like a crazy artist type thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It definitely works. So we talked about 6 different animation studios. We talked about their notable films and how they made them and a little bit of history behind them and
our favorite
films.
Examples of them.
So yeah, it was really interesting. And our target audience was fans, other fans.
People like us, I guess, who just generally like animation and what goes into it and more like a casual discussion rather than a critique or anything.
Yeah.
We cannot stress enough. This is a casual podcast.
Definitely.
Not a deep analytical thing.
We did talk about some things that maybe some people didn't know before, some facts and things.
Yeah.
So if you learned something, that's awesome. But our goal wasn't to just be an informative video or podcast or whatnot. Like some of the ones I see that are popular, like 101 facts about. It wasn't like that. It was more just like, some facts, but also just opinion and analysis. We produced this podcast because we both like animation.
Yeah. And I mean, like, neither of us want to sit around talking about sports for 20
I was kind of worried
day.
that I'd end up having to do that. But, we both had this in common. It's something we enjoy. So
everything worked out pretty well.
It was fun to talk about.
Our overall production schedule was really manageable and pretty easy, too. We ended up doing 1 podcast per week, except for on holidays and stuff.
Yeah, and I think most of them we did on Fridays. Today's a Friday.
Well, and then we started...
I think we did one on Wednesday or Thursday.
I think
but
either our first or second podcast we started doing more in the start of the week, but then we moved towards Friday because
we found out it still gave us enough time to do everything we needed to.
Yeah, and we also found that as when we had the most privacy in the recording studio, so stuff wasn't in the background.
Yeah, most people are gone on the weekend, so Capici's pretty empty. So we recorded using the mics and audio box here.
These things.
Yep, in Capici, in the audio lab. For a couple of the episodes, we were in a different room, but that room had a lot of echo, so we moved here, and it worked out a lot better.
Yep.
It sounds a lot better. We also figured out how to mix the audio so that the vocals sounded better using different EQ and compression. We had quite a bit of trouble figuring out how to set up the mics for a few weeks.
Our consistent problem was mic check and linking 2 microphones into one box, and I think
trying to put them on one track was the big thing. What we found out later, we could have used Record Enable and had 2 tracks. That's actually what we ended up doing for the last few episodes, and that worked out a lot better for us. So yeah, as far as production goes, we both did things. We didn't have an assigned role.
Yeah.
He had set up most of the pod
analytic type
the
stuff and
PodTrack,
the RSS
FeedBurner, RSS,
and
iTunes. So he uploaded them. I did more of the mixing and the actual audio things, and I also did the intro and outro, the music and stuff like that, and cut that together. And then and that's how we kind of worked that out. It worked out really well, actually. And we talked about our schedule. We did it once a week, and we'd usually talk about whatever right before the episode just to make sure we were on the same page.
Yes.
I'd try to make notes for each studio and send them to him earlier in the week so we could just have something to look at.
I also tried to do at least a little bit of research beforehand.
Yeah. It worked out well, and I think we were pretty thorough about it. The only one I feel I wasn't quite as knowledgeable about was Cartoon Network. I didn't have as much time for that one.
That one
to do research.
I feel was
it's hard.
It's hard. It's not just a studio. It's a big TV channel. That's also
there's
a
so
company
much to it.
Yeah, there's an overabundance of information.
Let's see. The podcast turned out. I think it turned out better than I anticipated.
Although to be fair, I didn't really anticipate it to be all that big to begin with. But
that's true.
Given
but for
that
what we had to work with and what we actually did, I think it turned out pretty well. We had a lot more subscribers than I thought we would.
Yes,
we had 29.
Yep, 29.
I thought we'd have 5 at the end.
Yeah, 7 of which was, I can pull it up on here, was from this Jakarta Commons generic client, which apparently is some weird anonymous subscriber group that goes and subscribes to just random people, apparently.
Yeah, so that was interesting. We Our most popular episode was the Studio Ghibli episode. The one that has the least amount of plays, the least popular one at the moment, is the most recent one we did.
By Cartoon Network.
Yeah, by Cartoon Network. Every week, we did kind of look at the analytics briefly. The week that we got the most plays was, like we said, the Ghibli episode. And it was also the day that I posted on Facebook and Instagram about the podcast, asking people that I knew to listen to it, maybe subscribe, check it out. And that's the day we got the most plays. How many plays did we have that day?
We have 12 plays.
12, yeah. Most of the other days it was just
November.
like under 10. But yeah, the day I posted. So I think if we did it again, I'd definitely be more active on social media. Yeah, and maybe set up a social media account just for this podcast.
Something dedicated on social media.
Yeah, when I posted, it was on my personal accounts. So mostly people I knew. And yeah, over the weeks, let's see. Our first week, we only had a few people listen to the... It says 1 here, 3. So for the teaser we had. The next week...
I have a slight confession to make. The analytics for the first week and a half are probably off because I accidentally deleted our first RSS feed.
Ooh.
Sorry about that.
Oh, well. We had, let's see, 1, 3, 3. So in October, we had minimal amount of plays. November is when things started to pick up. On the 1st, we had some plays. And then, like we said before, 12 plays on the 7th when I posted that. And then after that, we had 5.
Yep.
And it started to go down again after that. So
early November, and especially after you posted on social media, it picked up a whole lot more in comparison
I think we
to
got
previous
more
stuff.
subscribers. I know on iTunes we got more reviews, and we have a 5-star rating. So I'm
consistent
pretty happy
5-star
with that.
rating.
Yeah.
What do you know?
We also have listeners in other places. Both of our parents live overseas, and we also have some friends over there. So I think that might have helped contribute to that. But that's pretty cool to say that we know we had an international audience. Did our plays go down during Thanksgiving break?
Let me check on our handy dandy. That was...
Yeah, we had no plays during that time.
There was a gap because I guess we didn't upload anything.
Yeah, we didn't upload anything that week because we were both different places for Thanksgiving. So yeah, and overall, I think it says over the last 12 months we had 83 plays, 2 likes, and 1 download.
According to SoundCloud.
Yeah, according to SoundCloud. That's just SoundCloud. We weren't able to